Caroline, you're in the magnificent city of Perth. You probably don't have the issue that Melbourne and Sydney, we're certainly not as big an issue as Melbourne and Sydney has with housing, but the Grattan Institute, which is a left-leaning lobby group, as we know, they came out today or this week and said we should allow three-storey buildings to be allowed on any residential block in any suburb anywhere in Australia. I'm not sure that if I was living in a single house on a single block, I'd be all that happy with a 6 or 3-storey apartment block being built right next to me and me not having any right to actually complain about it.
Well, maybe you need to consider another floor then. Look, I think we do need to have sensible infill. I think that is something that we do need to consider. And while our housing problem here in WA may not be as significant in the eastern states, we are taking a lot of political prisoners, though, or political refugees, I should say, from the eastern states. So there are plenty of people coming to WA, and obviously in and around AUKUS we need a lot of housing. So I don't know if that proposal in its entirety is perfect, but it's having the conversation that needs to be had around sensible infill and around the fact that we do need more houses, and people want to live close to their families, so that there is something, it does need to be considered. There's a lot of tax, there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of regulation all around building that impacts productivity, and that also adds to the huge amount of delay in addition to the cost. So I think it's a conversation in the right direction, even though the proposal's probably not bang on in itself.
Just briefly, you're our royal expert. Has Andrew Windsor got any chance of turning up in the US to answer questions? Zero, I would have thought.
Gosh, I tell you what, this has just gone from ugly to uglier to ugliest. And look, I wouldn't have thought so either, but it is very interesting the way that he has been cut adrift from the royal family. And I do just get this sense, Steve, that the royal family were getting in front of something. And I don't know exactly what they're getting in front of, but I feel like there is definitely more to come here. Whether that includes an appearance by Andrew, formerly the Prince, in front of Congress, I don't know, but I think there is something coming.
Joe, I was amazed at these figures today. Hospitality in our city of Melbourne is just facing really tough conditions. But look at this. I mean, the rising costs, and obviously COVID didn't help anybody, but ASIC data showed that the number of businesses that have gone bust have gone from 202 in 2022 to 723 hospo businesses gone broke this year. That's extraordinary.
It is extraordinary. And again, it just sort of puts the lie to this idea that people had, that you could just sort of stop the economy and then restart it again and everything would go back to normal. That was never going to happen. As a lot of people shouted from the rooftops. And
it
makes your blood boil, doesn't it?
Just makes you feel so sorry for all of the people who try so hard in hospitality. Caroline and Joe, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'll see you next week.